Good morning, beautiful people. So, just wanted to reach out and say sorry that Luke and I couldn't go live last night. Luke had something come up that he was unable to do it. I was going to do it by myself, but then spent the whole day suffering from a migraine yesterday. So, that was always a enjoyable thing, you know. So, thought maybe today, make it up to you guys. I'd take you for a little walk back to Akxion Crick, and we can do a little conversating on the way. But it's about a 10-minute walk back there, so we're right at the beginning of the trail. As you can see, out there where the sun's shining was where we parked. And yes, if you look, I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, not to rub it into you guys, but we've had 55 degrees this morning, so we're by no means melting out here in Western New York. Lots and lots of nice cool nights to sleep with. Gets a little warm during the day, up to about 80, 85 the last couple of weeks, but nothing seriously bad. So I'm going to flip my camera around and then we will take a walk. All right, welcome back. So hope you guys enjoy the view. I am walking and holding the camera. I don't have a GoPro to mount onto my body or anything, so you know, we don't go for all that stuff. So if you get motion sick, I apologize. But I thought you guys might enjoy seeing how we take a walk back to Akxion Crick almost every day, sometimes twice. A couple of days here and there if it's really nice out and I have nothing else to do, 3 times. But so this is part of the Finger Lakes Trail. It goes all the way from out here in Western New York up to the Finger Lakes, Central New York. You can see it's beautiful and green out here. So, just trying to get out here this morning. It's about 10 a.m. on Wednesday, July, I believe it's the 19th. Yeah, I believe it's the 19th. But, you know, I don't really worry about what day of the week it is anymore. I just work and go in the woods. So, I wanted to give a couple shout outs. Shout out to my buddy Jeff over at Skunk Works G.I. Joe Customs. If you guys are ever looking for some 1/6 scale stuff, or just want to learn how to do some customizing or some repairs of some toys and stuff, Jeff does some great stuff on his channel. He's got a bunch of guys that also do 1/6 scale stuff like G.I. Joe The Lost Chronicles and Elite Action Joe Studios, Spider Monkey Films or something like that, Paul Knapp. All those guys are part of what they call themselves the Axis of Awesome. Bunch of great guys, primarily 1/6 scale G.I. Joe stuff. Also give a shout out to my bros Ted Darkclaw and Black Knight Aaron over at Hella Dope Toys. Keep my plastic addiction well fed and my wallet well empty, but it's okay. Bunch of great guys. I order on a Sunday. I have my stuff by Wednesday. Can't beat that. Ted usually has a shipping label created before you can even finish it and complete the order, but that's how it goes when you're dedicated and passionate about your business. Who else? Also give a shout out to my bud Travis. Just launched his Kickstarter for Hexastack. So it's HEXASTACK. Hexastack. It's a new way to put your figures on some really cool stands. This guy's a bunch of options he's working on. So if you're looking for stands for basically any action figure you got, check that out. Also, I'd like to shout out to Jim Largo and Wilhelm Toy and Hobby over at Largo's Lair. Wilhelm also has his own channel, under Willem Toy and Hobby, but he helps Jim out on Largo's Lair a lot. I was on there last week discussing some mental health issues and things like that. It really relates to everybody, but we were primarily talking about how a lot of guys just don't talk about it because we're just brought up to be men and just ignore it. Bury it deep, pull up your pants, lace up your boots tighter, and just keep marching forward. Probably not the best way to handle it, since a lot of us end up hitting about 45 or 50 and then really struggle with things like myself. But, it was a good conversation. Hopefully we help some people realize that they're not alone, at least, and that it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to express how you feel. It's okay to cry, even if you're the toughest guy in the world. Crying's a good thing. And then, what else did we talk about? Oh, we talked about some different techniques to help cope and things like that, and how nice music is and all that stuff. So shout out to Jim at Largo's Lair. Here's something interesting I'll show you guys. So I don't know if you can see this, but this is basically a shed from the squirrels from last winter. At the bottom of these trees, it's all the pine nuts and stuff that they took up into their little houses, and when they winter they just throw it out the thing, and this is how deep it is. So it's probably at exactly the tree is probably over my knees. So pretty cool stuff. Eventually that all just rot down, and the nuts that got thrown out with the waste will turn into more trees. Keep going. That's how awesome Mother Nature is. It takes care of itself as long as we take care of her too. All right, back onto the trail. It's my favorite thing to do in the morning. I come back here, bring my thermos of coffee, sit down, and always have a couple action figures with me, of course, but sit down. I'll show you where once we get back there. But sit down, have a cup of coffee, just sit quiet and listen. I mean, there's nothing better than just the peace and quiet of nature. Hear the birds chirping, the cricks babbling. Once in a while you hear the squawking of some crows and chattering of some chipmunks and some squirrels. Occasionally the deer come back. Get pretty close because I sit pretty still and just kind of listen. So they come up to the creek. Had one come up to me last summer, probably 5 feet from me before she realized I was there. Took a couple drinks out of the creek right across from me. It was pretty cool to see. Of course, I didn't have my camera ready because I was sitting still, and I don't have any Wi-Fi back here anyway, so there's not much point other than when I take photographs of nature or my action figures. But like I said, most of what we got back here is little chipmunk, squirrels, lots of different birds, occasional, lots of deer back here. You just don't see them very often unless you're quiet. A lot of people ride horses through here. This is quite a long trail, but I only hike the main part usually, just because I like to go back to my place where it's quiet and off the trail. Just happened to stumble on it a couple years ago. I was walking on this main trail here and saw this little game trail. For those of you that don't know what a game trail is, that's just where the deer, and mostly deer around here, go constantly. Usually that leads to food sources or water sources for them. So I decided to follow one day and found this beautiful spot and called it mine basically since then. So in that conversation we were having with Jim the other night, talked a lot about gratitude and how powerful, just being grateful can be. I can tell you, for a long time in my life, I'm 50 now, and for so many years I couldn't tell you. It's not that I wasn't thankful for things, but I expected a lot of things. I took a lot of things for granted. Lost a lot of things along the way because of it. And then just decided to start being grateful for the little blessings that I do have. And, every little blessing. Get a cup of coffee, thank God, thank the universe, thank whoever you want to thank for it. But, you're not guaranteed anything in this life, so you should be thankful for every day that you have. Just get out and live it. And that's not going to come back again, So I get up in the morning. Before I get out of bed, I do a 1 to 3 minute gratitude blast. I just say, thank you for everything, Thank you for my kids. Thank you for my job. Thank you for my house. Thank you for my friends, my life, my family, all of it, right? All the little blessings we take for granted every day. Just the fact that we get to see butterflies, or, there's birds still chirping in the air, trees still growing, or that you got up and got to wake up on the right side of the dirt. You should be grateful for that every morning. But, it helps start your day off in a positive, grateful manner. I can tell you, just being grateful every day led to me living more in a cause mindset than effect mindset. I could go into that a little farther some other time, but basically, when you live in the cause, you take responsibility for what's going on in your life. If you live in the effect, you're always worrying about, why'd this happen to me? How could this happen to me? All that stuff that people do. It's easy to get into, right? We're all human. We don't want to take responsibility. We always think everything happens to us and not by us or for us, right? So even like challenges now, just grateful for challenges, Something comes up that's hard, just like, all right, thank you, universe, for this wonderful challenge today. What can I do to get my way out of it, work my way through it, whatever? And what lessons am I supposed to be learning from it? Once you flip that switch and you start living in the cause mindset instead of the effect mindset, you can definitely feel better, and you definitely can get more accomplished in your life, because you're not always worried about why is this happening to me, or why blah, 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 all that stuff, right? You're like, okay, problem, solution, knock it out, move on with life. And no, life's not easy. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that it's going to fix everything, but just changing your mindset to being grateful and living in the cause state as opposed to the effect state can improve your life 1,000,000 times. I was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, whatever it was, I was done. I gave up. I quit. I was ready to end it all. More seriously than you could possibly imagine. And that next morning when I woke up, I said, no, I'm changing this. So you have the power to change your mindset. You have the power to change your life. You have to make the conscious effort every day to do it, though. It ain't going to just fix itself. It ain't going to just change itself. You got to do it. Make it happen. You can be happy. Say, some philosophers say, you live in the past, you live with depression. You live in the future, you live with anxiety. You live in the now, you live in happiness. There's a lot to be said about that. Because when you're in the present moment, when you're just standing there, enjoying, absorbing, just being in that moment that you're actually in. The only one you have control over is that moment you're in. And when you're in that moment and you're fully engrossed in that moment, it's so much more enjoyable. Like when I walk in these woods every day. I've seen these woods 100 times. I could walk to where we're going blindfolded. But every day, I'm just here. And I see new things. Awesome, cool, amazing things that you see. And that's just because I live in the moment. I have no way of going back 10 years, 20 years, or even 2 seconds ago and changing anything. Nor do I have any control over what 2 seconds from now is going to bring. I could get back here, sit down, pour a cup of coffee, get ready to relax. And if I'm expecting to fully enjoy that coffee and the world ends, man, I could sit there and worry about that all day. Stress myself out, worry about all that stuff. Or I can say, hey, this coffee smells good as I'm pouring it. It's going to be great if I get to drink this. Sit down and drink it, and I get to. So, last words of advice as we get back here to Akxion Crick. Just live in the now. Be good to people. Be grateful for what you have. People that don't have what you got, it's all good, man. People got cars that aren't as nice as yours, or houses that aren't as nice as yours, or clothes that aren't as cool as yours, whatever it is. Man, be kind to those people. They're doing their best. Granted, there are some assholes in this world, but those people are the ones right? You can always tell an asshole when an asshole's around. People that just struggle, or people like me, I don't care. My car is a 2008 Ford Focus. Has no automatic anything except for the windows. Doesn't even have automatic unlocks. I don't care. It gets me from point A to point B. I can get to where I need to go. And just enjoy driving it. I'd rather walk anyway. So that's my spiel for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed the walk. I'll show you a couple more things before we go. So this is where I sit. That's my seat right there, the bigger rock, and the one next to it's where my coffee cup goes. And I call this little area my church. This is where I come and talk to Mother Nature, talk to God, and figure out all my things for life so I can move on for the next step. It's all about the journey, my friends. All about the journey. And back here, this is pretty cool back here. It's right here in this little deep area. That's where I come back and feed the minnows every morning. Just feed them some bread or something that I have left over in the house, whatever it is, cereal. Doesn't matter what it is. I just give back to nature. It takes care of me. I take care of it. I know Aaron Paint's toy sample's probably sitting back there going, ew, nature. But, without nature, Paint, you don't have anything else that you get to enjoy. So remember that. I'd video myself rolling around in the mud for Aaron, but I don't feel like getting wet right now. So this is the portal. It's about a 10, 12-foot circle of stone with a stack in the middle. And the funny story is my son and I, Luke, we just decided to fart around one day and started making this. And it's been here for 3 years now, I think. And there are a lot of people that just walk through here and stop and check it out, because there's a main trail that goes along that, right at the bottom of that ridge right there. And they stand over there and check it out. Last year somebody tried to knock it down, of course, because like I said, there are assholes in this world. And you just gotta, work around them. Don't let them affect your vibe. Don't let them affect your energy. Like my friend Jeff at Skunkworth said this morning on his What's in the Shop video. People that complain, people that have to leave negative comments and thumbs down on your videos and, everything. That's their problem, right? It just shows what's wrong with them, not wrong with you. Do your stuff for you. You like to do customs and you can't paint for shit, but you like to do it anyway? Do it. You like to build out of foam and dioramas and you suck at it? Do it anyway. Who cares? It's your stuff. It's your enjoyment. Just enjoy it. So, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to have a cup of coffee. Hope you all enjoyed the walk back to Akxion Crick. Enjoyed talking to you guys. And like I said, check out Hexastack. Check out Largo's Lair. Check out Skunkworks G.I. Joe Customs. And definitely check out Hella Dope Toys. And if you like the video, you know what to do. All that fun stuff with like and subscribe and all that fun stuff, because everybody always says it's the YouTube algorithm. I don't understand the YouTube algorithm. You post a dumb video, it gets 9,000 views. You post something good and it gets 2. So I don't know if their algorithm's right. I think they're broken, but that's just my opinion. So anyway, I don't know how to close this, so I'm going to steal a line from my friend Jeff, because I think it's appropriate for this video. Keep living the adventure, and cheers.